First up, death by breath scare for Delhiites due to increasing pollution. As per a new study by the Chicago University, Delhi is leading as the most heavily polluted city globally. But that's not all. The most shocking point of the study is that the lifespan expectancy of Delhiites may reduce by nearly 12 years if the current pollution levels persist. Main source of pollution in the capital are vehicular and agricultural pollution. That's what the sources have said. So those are the details we are picking up as far as this important report is concerned. This is a new study by the Chicago University. Delhi is leading as the most heavily polluted city globally. As per this report, the most shocking point is that the lifespan expectancy of Delhiites may reduce by nearly 12 years if the current pollution level persists. In fact, according to Air Quality Life Index study for 2023 by University of Chicago's Energy Policy Institute, air pollution reduces the lifespan of Delhi residents by around 12 years. All right, let's go straight across to Mr. Jayadhar Gupta, who is a member of Right to Breathe. Mr. Gupta, thank you for joining us on Mirror Now. This is a very concerning and worrying report that has been released by Chicago University. Delhi, the most polluted city. Delhi losing nearly 12 years of life to toxic air. A very concerning report. How do you view this one and what do you attribute this to?
Attributed to poverty and illiteracy, but those are big topics, and I don't think we're going to solve that problem on this little segment right now. So I have to tell you, this study is a little simple in its approach because they've looked at the ambient air quality, which for Delhi they assume at 126 micrograms per cubic meter. So just to give your viewers an idea, an average of 22 micrograms per cubic meter is equivalent to smoking one cigarette just by breathing. So at a average level of 126 for Delhi, what the study is assuming is that every Delhiite, whether it's a newborn child or somebody that's end of life, is smoking 6 cigarettes a day just by breathing. Now, that itself is mind-boggling and mind-baffling. But these numbers of years of life lost, we call it YLL, years of life lost. What they're estimating at 12 years for Delhi, Faridabad, Gurgaon, Noida are just behind Delhi at about 11 years of life lost. For the average Indian household, because most of India lives in air that does not meet with the WHO standards, they're assuming a life loss of 5 years. Honestly, I think this is a very simplistic view of the world. In fact, my work over the last 8 years has been more on indoor environments, because actually most viewers who are actually even watching the show do not spend more than 2 to 3 hours of their day outdoors. They're spending it indoors in a car or a home or an office. And I can tell you with confidence that the problem of indoor air, whether it's in your car or home or your office, is a lot worse than 126 micrograms per cubic meter. So I think the problem is a lot bigger than what this study is representing. We have been talking about this for many years. I think COVID made us take our eyes off the ball because the air quality improved in 2020 and 2021, largely because of lack of economic and human activity for obvious reasons. And then in 2022, we got very lucky. We had abnormally high wind speeds, and even the winter was not severe. We had higher temperatures this past winter in 2022, early 23. So we got really lucky, and we took our eyes off the ball. So, but let me tell you, for 3 years, we've done nothing on air quality and air pollution. And I think this upcoming season, I mean, what I have seen just in the last 4 days since the rain stopped, our average levels have gone from 70 to 170 in a matter of 72 hours.
petrol and diesel vehicles should be banned and so on. That may not be practical. But my next question is, of course, state government had come up with various action plans. They had come up with a 10-point action plan, 14-point action plan during winter, summer and so on. Some short-term plans such as ban on construction for a bit, ban on firecrackers, green war rooms and so on. But are they enough? Because there seems to be no impact as far as these measures are concerned. So what seems to be the right way forward?
So, you just said that you made a point and then you said that may not be practical. I think when it comes to health and life, we don't have to be practical. If you're telling me that you're going to do something that's going to improve the health and life of the lifespan of my child, I don't care if you are not practical. I think we've tried the practical approach for about 10 years now, and it hasn't worked. It hasn't moved the needle even by 1%. I think it's time for us to not be practical. And I want to send out a message to all the residents and citizens and people who are breathing in this country, because this report does say that 1.3 billion people in our country is impacted by bad air. The power rests with us. If we vote, we got to make sure that we are reviewing the election manifestos of these parties or our the leaders who are running in our local constituency, and we got to make our vote count. Because what are you going to do with all this money if you're not going to have enough of a lifespan to enjoy that wealth? So, let's not miss the forest for the trees. This is important. Health, life, wellness, well-being, not only ours, but our next generation as well as the generation above us. So, I think, we've been talking about this for 10 years. We haven't seen enough action. I think COVID is also over because that was a distraction. I think if nothing else, COVID should also increase our focus on health and well-being, especially on respiratory health.
Right, Mr. Jayadur Gupta, thank you. A point taken. You're saying that let's not talk about, practicality of certain aspects, and it's high time that we look at health and take these reports seriously. Thank you so much for joining us with all your thoughts.